Remnant from the Ashes is a dark, post-apocalyptic dystopian game set in a world where Earth has been overrun by a twisted, sinister force about which little is known. It combines elements of mystery, exploration, character progression, and multiplayer online co-op to create a fun and intriguing game that compels you to explore just one more step further. With the recent free release on the Epic Games Store and the release of the Definitive Edition, I imagine there are a bunch of people jumping into Remnant from the Ashes for the first time. We're going to look into some of the basic elements of the game so that you can hit the ground running as you take your first steps through the ruined Earth and the worlds beyond. Remnant gives you a choice of 3 different classes called Archetypes, which each afford a different style of play. You should take your time to read the descriptions and select the class which most appeals to you. A good suggestion is to go ahead and make 3 characters, each one with a different archetype, and see which feels best. The Hunter is basically the sniper of the group, dealing critical damage at longer range. They do only have light armor though, so don't expect to survive long in a crowd of enemies. And they start with the Hunter armor set, the hunting rifle, and the repeater pistol. The ex-cultist specializes in support and leans into the game's mod system quite heavily, while being a sort of mid-range class in terms of straight-up combat. They start with the cultist armor set, the coach gun, and the repeater pistol. The Scrapper is the close-range class, with heavy armor and an emphasis on getting up close and personal. This is the class for you if you want to get up in the enemy's business and show them what for. They start with the Scrapper armor set, the shotgun, and the repeater pistol. Part of what makes Remnant unique is its trait system. Each class begins with a small collection of traits, but rather than simply getting new traits as you level up, the actions you take over the course of the game will unlock new traits for your characters, such as vaulting over a lot of objects, meleeing enemies to death, or even finding unique locations and items in the game. And when you do level up, you gain points that you can spend on whatever traits you have unlocked. Now you'll want to decide how you want to play, and focus your points on the traits that will help you to that end. All 3 classes start with the Vigor trait, which increases health, and the Endurance trait, which increases stamina, along with a 3rd trait specific to the class. The Scrapper starts with Warrior, which increases melee damage. The ex-cultist starts with Spirit, which increases mod power generation. And the Hunter starts with Shadow Walker, which reduces enemy aggro range. In addition to leveling up your traits, you'll also need to improve your gear as you progress through the game and travel to new, harsher locations. You'll start off using basic iron and scrap, the game's currency, to upgrade your gear, but as your equipment gets stronger, you'll need better and better materials. Soon you'll need forged and then galvanized iron, along with other, more rare items. Talk to Riggs in Ward 13 to upgrade your equipment.
As a thanks for getting us out of a bind. Maybe we can put your old blade to good use after all.
You can farm the items you need to upgrade your gear by repeating areas and killing monsters, but you should still think carefully about what you want to spend your money and materials on, as some are far more rare than others, and you may find better gear or decide to change weapons later, and you may not want to grind those items back up to a usable level. Over the course of the game, you will find new and different weapons and armor, some of which can be straight up purchased from vendors, while others need to be crafted using special items found from bosses or even discovered in secret areas. When you defeat certain bosses, you'll find special items, such as the Hollow Seed or the Spore Gland. Take these items back to McCabe in Ward 13 and see what she can cook up for you.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Remnant is, in many ways, a looter-shooter style game, with enemies exploding like little horrible pinatas and showering delightful goodies all over the place when you smash their heads in. That being said, many of the environmental objects you find as you explore the world can be smashed, trashed, and thrashed just as easily. So keep an eye out for boxes, crates, chairs, tables, desks, bookcases, and more that may or may not contain useful items. Swing away! You'll also want to keep a weather eye out for items just laying around in the open. These items will have a distinctive glow about them. Look for white or red glows for ammo, yellow for average items like iron and scrap, green for consumable items like bandages or blood wart potions, blue for the trait point books, tomes of knowledge, and purple for accessories. Well, there's your introduction to Remnant from the Ashes. Take this knowledge, go forth and explore the wild and dark worlds that lay before you. If you liked today's video, maybe hit that like button. If you really liked it, consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell so you get notified of all the videos we've got coming up. Here at Geekish, we update 3 times a week, and we hope to see you there. My name is Jonathan, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.